An 82-year-old woman was slapped and robbed by a street gang outside a grocery store at 4 p.m. They laughed as she fell to the pavement, her groceries scattered everywhere. What the gang didn't know was that the Iron Wolves Motorcycle Club meets at the bar across the street every Tuesday afternoon. Eleanor Martinez had lived in the Riverside neighborhood for 54 years. She raised 3 children in the small house on Oak Street after her husband died in Vietnam. At 82, she still walked to Romano's Grocery every Tuesday to buy her weekly supplies. She refused to be driven, refused to use a walker, refused to act old. Tuesday, November 3rd, Eleanor left Romano's at 3:55 p.m. carrying 2 bags of groceries. The street was busy with afternoon traffic, normal people doing normal things. Nobody noticed the 5 teenagers loitering near the alley until it was too late. They called themselves the South Side Boys. Ages 15 to 19, wannabe gangsters who sold drugs for a real gang and thought violence made them tough. The leader was a 19-year-old named Marcus Blade Johnson. He had a knife, an attitude, and 3 assault charges that got dismissed because witnesses were too scared to testify. "Yo, Grandma," Blade called out as Eleanor walked
let me
past.
help you with those
"Let
bags."
me help you with those bags."
No, thank you, young man. I can manage
Eleanor
just
said
fine.
politely, continuing to walk. "I can manage just fine." Blade stepped in front of her, blocking her path. His 4 friends circled around. "I wasn't asking, old lady. Give me your purse." "Please leave me alone," Eleanor said.
Leave me
Her
alone.
voice
I don't
steady
want
despite
any
her
trouble.
fear. "I don't want any trouble." Too late, Blade laughed. He grabbed her purse. Eleanor held on tight. "That's my
That's
money
my
for the
money
month.
for the month.
Please, I
Please,
need it."
I need
Blade
it.
slapped her across the face hard. The 82-year-old woman fell backward onto the concrete sidewalk. Her glasses flew off and shattered. Blood ran from her nose. The grocery bags split open, food rolling into the street. "Stupid old bitch," Blade said, ripping the purse from her hands. "Should have just given it to me." His friends laughed, filming the whole thing on their phones. "This is going on TikTok," one of them said. Granny got dropped. Eleanor lay on the ground, dazed and bleeding. Cars drove past. People looked away. Nobody stopped. Nobody helped. That's how the neighborhood had become. Too scared to get involved. Too worried about retaliation. But someone was watching across the street at Murphy's bar. 30 members of the Iron Wolves MC were having their weekly meeting. Tank, the sergeant-at-arms, happened to be looking out the window when Eleanor fell. "Boss, we got a situation," Tank said quietly. Crusher, the club president, looked up from the table where they were discussing club business. "What kind of situation?" "5 punks just slapped an old lady and robbed her," Tank said, his voice deadly calm. "Still out there, laughing about it." The entire bar went silent. 30 bikers stood up in unison. No discussion needed, no debate required. Some things you just don't tolerate. "Everyone moves now," Crusher commanded. "Phones out, record everything. This stays legal." 30 bikers poured out of Murphy's bar like a wave of leather and muscle. The rumble of their boots on pavement made the Southside Boys finally look up from their phones. Blade was counting Eleanor's money. $87. Her entire food budget for the month. "Oh shit," one of the younger gang members said, seeing the wall of bikers approaching. "We should run." "Run?" Blade scoffed. "From some fat old bikers? We got this." He didn't got this. Crusher reached them first. 6 feet 4 inches, 280 pounds of muscle and scars, with eyes that had seen real violence. "Put the money down," Crusher said quietly. "And help that woman up." "Or what?" Blade challenged, pulling out his knife. "You gonna fight 5 of us? 30 of us," Tank corrected, as the rest of the Iron Wolves formed a semicircle around the gang. "And we don't need weapons." The Southside Boys' bravado evaporated. They were surrounded by men who'd actually lived the life they pretended to live. Men with military training, prison experience, and a code of honor that meant something. "This is our territory," Blade said, his voice cracking. "You can't tell us what to do." "Your territory?" Crusher laughed darkly. "Kid, we've been riding through this neighborhood since before you were born, and we've never once slapped an 82-year-old woman." Angel, one of the female bikers and a registered nurse, pushed through to kneel beside Eleanor. "Ma'am, I'm a nurse. Let me check you out." Eleanor's nose was bleeding heavily. Her cheek was already swelling. "My glasses," she whispered. "I can't see without my glasses." Angel looked up at the gang members with pure rage. "You broke an old woman's glasses. How tough does that make you feel?" "It was an accident," one of the younger boys said nervously. "She fell." "She fell because your friend slapped her," Tank said, holding up his phone. "We got the whole thing on video, from 3 different angles." The Southside Boys went pale. Video evidence meant jail time, real charges, no way to intimidate witnesses.
If you believe bikers are the good people, subscribe to this channel and show us your support.
"Give back the money," Crusher ordered. "All of it, now." Blade hesitated. Bad decision. Snake, the club's enforcer, stepped forward. He didn't say anything I didn't need to. His presence said enough. 6'6", arms covered in tattoos, face scarred from a knife fight in prison. Blade threw the purse at Eleanor. Take it. We were just messing around anyway. Messing around? Eleanor said, her voice stronger now. You robbed me. You hit me. You broke my glasses. That's not messing around, young man. Crusher called 911. We need police and an ambulance at Romano's grocery. Elderly woman was assaulted and robbed by 5 males, suspects still on scene. The Southside boys tried to leave. 30 bikers blocked every path. You're not going anywhere until the cops get here, Tank said. You can't hold us, Blade protested. That's kidnapping. We're not holding you, Crusher replied calmly. We're just standing here. You're free to try and walk past us. Nobody tried. Police arrived within 4 minutes. Officer Sarah Chen and her partner pulled up to see 30 bikers surrounding 5 teenagers and 1 elderly woman sitting on the ground. What happened here? Officer Chen asked. Everyone started talking at once. Chen held up her hand. One at a time. Ma'am, are you injured? These boys robbed me and knocked me down, Eleanor said. But these gentlemen protected me. Officer Chen looked at the bikers with surprise. Your witnesses? We're witnesses with video evidence, Crusher said, handing over 3 phones. From multiple angles. Shows everything. Chen watched the videos. Her face hardened. You 5, hands behind your backs. You're under arrest for robbery and assault on an elderly person. This is bullshit, Blade protested. We didn't do anything wrong. Kid, I watched you slap an 82-year-old woman and take her purse, Chen said. That's felony robbery and elder abuse. You're looking at a serious time. The Southside boys were handcuffed and loaded into patrol cars. Blade yelled threats out the window. We know where you live, old lady. This ain't over. Actually, it is, Crusher said loudly enough for Blade to hear. Because Mrs. Martinez lives on Oak Street, right next to my house. So if you or your friends come back, you'll deal with me. Blade shut up immediately. The ambulance arrived. Eleanor refused to go to the hospital. I'm fine. Just some bruises. I've survived worse. Ma'am, you need to get checked out, Angel insisted. You hit your head on the pavement. I'll go if someone feeds my cat, Eleanor said. He's alone at home and I'm already late. I'll feed your cat, Tank volunteered. Give me your key and your address. Eleanor looked at this massive tattooed biker offering to feed her cat and started crying. Why are you all helping me? You don't even know me. Because it's the right thing to do, Crusher said simply. Because nobody should get slapped and robbed for buying groceries. Tank went to Eleanor's house, fed her cat, and noticed several problems. Leaking roof, broken front steps, windows that didn't close properly. He took photos and texted the club. By the time Eleanor returned from the hospital with a clean bill of health, the Iron Wolves had assembled a plan. The next morning, 30 bikers showed up at Eleanor's house with tools, supplies, and skills. Hammer, a contractor, fixed her roof. Wrench, a carpenter, rebuilt her front steps. Ghost, an electrician, rewired her dangerous outlets. Angel cleaned and organized while the men worked. Eleanor tried to stop them. I can't afford to pay for all this. Nobody's asking you to pay, Crusher said. Consider it payment for 54 years of living in this neighborhood and making it better. Romano, the grocery store owner, arrived with bags of food. Mrs. Martinez, your groceries, plus extra. No charge. I can pay, Eleanor protested. I know you can, Romano said. But after 54 years of shopping at my store, you deserve 1 week free. Plus, these bikers said if I charged you, they'd shop somewhere else. I can't lose 30 customers. The repairs took 3 days. The Iron Wolves worked in shifts, making sure someone was always at Eleanor's house. The Southside boys' friends drove by twice, saw the bikers, and kept driving. Word spread fast. That old lady on Oak Street was untouchable.
I'm here just because of bikers. Please don't forget to like and subscribe this channel.
Blade and his 4 friends were charged with felony robbery, elder abuse, and assault. The video evidence made the trial unnecessary. They all took plea deals. Blade got 3 years in prison. His friends got 18 months to 2 years. At the sentencing, the judge made them watch the video of Eleanor getting slapped. This is who you are, Judge Williams said. Cowards who attack defenseless elderly women for $87. I hope prison teaches you what these bikers apparently already know about honor. Eleanor became an honorary member of the Iron Wolves. They gave her a vest with a patch reading, "Protected by Iron Wolves," and the real OG, original grandma. The neighborhood changed. Seeing 30 bikers defend an old lady made others braver. People started looking out for each other again. Crime dropped. The real gangs moved their operations elsewhere, knowing the Iron Wolves were watching. Eleanor's story went viral. News stations covered it. The video of 30 bikers surrounding 5 gang members got 8 million views. Comments praised both Eleanor's courage and the bikers' protection. Eleanor lived 3 more years after that day. She died peacefully in her sleep at 85. 200 bikers attended her funeral. They carried her casket. They stood honor guard. They made sure a woman who'd lived with dignity died with respect. Her house was left to her daughter, who still lives there. The "Protected by Iron Wolves" sign stays on the front door, because some protection is eternal. Crusher keeps Eleanor's photo on the bar at Murphy's. "That's the day we remembered why we exist," he tells new members. Not to be tough guys, not to be feared, but to protect people who can't protect themselves. The Iron Wolves started a program called Elder Watch, after Eleanor members volunteer to help elderly residents with groceries, home repairs, and safety. They've helped 47 senior citizens in 3 years. Blade was released after serving 2 years. He got a job, stayed clean, and wrote Eleanor's daughter an apology letter. "Your mother didn't deserve what I did. The bikers taught me what real toughness looks like. It looks like helping, not hurting." Romano's Grocery has a memorial plaque near the door. Eleanor Martinez walked through this door for 54 years. She made our neighborhood better. When she needed help, heroes arrived wearing leather. Sometimes justice happens in courtrooms. Sometimes it happens on sidewalks when 30 bikers refuse to let evil win. Sometimes an 82-year-old woman teaches everyone watching that courage doesn't depend on age. And sometimes the scariest-looking people in society are the first ones to do the right thing. The Southside boys learned that lesson the hard way. Eleanor knew it all along, because she'd lived through Vietnam, through poverty, through raising 3 kids alone. She knew that real strength protects the weak. Real toughness stands up to bullies. Real family shows up when you need them, whether you're related by blood or just by being human.
If you believe bikers are good people, subscribe to this channel and show us your support.